No, I mean, I enjoyed it for two things. Firstly, the thing about it being punk London. I mean, firstly, it's pre-punk really, because it's a lot of Queen, as you say, Electric Light Orchestra. There's the shop that she goes into where the main guy has a haircut that looks like Mick Ronson. So it's kind of pre-punk
Yes, it is.
essentially. But so what it does is, it goes back and gives Cruella a kind of a backstory that explains how Estella became Cruella. Although it does sidestep the issue of actually wearing puppy skins. It sort of talks about, well, print the myth. It's that whole idea about, well, people need a villain. People need somebody to hiss against. I liked the energy of it. I actually really enjoyed the music cues. It was funny that they talked about Led Zeppelin being unaffordable, because this is a subject that's come up before on the show about, in the case of School of Rock, it was very hard to get Led Zeppelin to agree to give them the track. Paul Walter Hauser is great in the film, despite the fact that he has clearly been studying Dick Van Dyke for the English accent. That is the worst London accent I have heard in a while. But what's a treat about it was it didn't matter. Because in the same way as people say, well, Dick Van Dyke's Cockney accent is awful, I don't care, because I like the character and I like what he's doing. I mean, my reservation would be, it's called Cruella. It actually probably should have been called the Baroness, because the real Cruella in the film is Emma Thompson's character. I mean, in terms of Emma Stone's character, who is Estella then becoming Cruella, she is, although she kind of goes off the rails somewhat, she is largely sympathetic. And even when the two guys who've taken her in start saying, "Oh, she's really changed, hasn't she?" She hasn't changed that much. She is still basically a kind of a likable character. It's the Emma Thompson character who is really chewing the scenery and really actually channeling the Glenn Close energy. But considering how much we've seen this kind of the ball get dropped when you're doing this stuff, making a prequel to something which people have a huge amount invested in, and they've already done the live action, and of course the live action sequel, which wasn't so great and didn't do so well. I think this gets things back on track. I think it romps along. I think that Emma Thompson, for me, completely stole the show. Every minute Emma Thompson was on screen, it just, the whole thing kind of went up to the next level. Other than that, I enjoyed it. It was fun. I like the music cues. I think it'll do well. And as I said, when we consider how easy it would have been to completely drop the ball, I think the fact that it's fun is not to be underrated. I don't think it's a masterpiece. I think it is baggy. I think there's, one too many sections in it. But I think Emma Thompson just sets the screen on fire.
I think one of the reasons why you're aware that Paul Walter Hauser's accent isn't great is because he's opposite Joel Fry, and Joel Fry is just doing it for real. And obviously,
yes, exactly. But
it's more
also,
natural to him.
but Paul Walter Hauser, I mean, he's a very funny actor. I mean, he's got, and plus, this is an and Mark Strong performance. I think he actually gets the on-screen and so consequently, you're up against some real titans. But I think Paul Walter Hauser is really funny, and I think it is an indication of how funny he is. And the minute he started doing that accent, I thought, okay, I don't care. I'm going to allow Paul Walter Hauser to get away with going, it's Tottenham Hotspur. I'm going to get on a bus now. It was like, what?
Also, his name is his character's name is Horace, and Horace is one of the guys in the original 1961 cartoon. One of those kind of completely useless villains in the truck is called Horace. So I like the fact that it's kind of rooted. It's rooted back in that.